Call, and I'm super excited to introduce Jwana Slavin. She's just precious. Our company is so blessed to have her and her family in leadership. She is a mom of 8 who started her plexus journey wanting relief from migraines and anxiety, along with energy and better overall health for herself and her family. What began as a personal wellness decision quickly turned into a passion for helping others. We've all heard that before, right? And building a business that truly fits real life. This is very much a family business for them. Jwana and her husband are both diamond ambassadors, along with her son Zach, who is currently sapphire, reached emerald just at the young age of 18. That's crazy. And her daughter in college is building her business as a gold ambassador. So thank you again, Jwana, for joining us. And we're so excited to hear about your plexus journey.
Awesome. Thank you. Hey, everybody. And I just have to say hi to Marla real quick because she is one of my all-time favorites. But yes, thank you so much for having me tonight. What an honor it is just to get asked to speak on your team call. So real quick, I want to start by taking you back to where I was when this journey began for me, because being in Plexus for 10 years, I feel like sometimes we just kind of forget a lot of that. So I really kind of had to take some notes and be like, all right, like this is kind of my timeline here. But it did not start with confidence or big goals. You guys, it started with survival. When I joined Plexus, I was a daycare mom. I was working 10 hours a day, 5 days a week, trying to take care of everyone else while also running my own household. We were living paycheck to paycheck, not saving for retirement, not taking vacations. For Josh and I, our 10-year anniversary, our vacation was to Las Vegas, which if you know, you know, like don't do that. But I was exhausted. I was overwhelmed. I was just trying to get through each day. If that sounds like you, like just drop a one, or if that sounds like maybe you before Plexus, like drop a one in the chat, because as moms, I think we can just all relate to just being like this at one point or another. But on top of that, yes, I did. I struggled with migraines. I had anxiety. My migraines, I was told that, it's just something you're gonna have to deal with that is it's genetics for you. So I just remember thinking, I'm like, this cannot be how life is supposed to feel when I am in my mid 30s. So I did not join Plexus looking for a business. I already had a really great business. Like I said, I had my daycare, and I poured my heart into that. We had the 12 passenger bus. I would take kids to park and rec activities. We would do swimming lessons. Like we did all those things. Like I always want to just be the best of the best, so I truly did not have any extra capacity. I joined because I just wanted to lose a few pounds and just feel better. So now just remember those customers that join, they just want to lose a few pounds, and they're just looking for a magic pill. Just kind of keep that in mind for a second. But honestly, I thought that if I lost the weight, everything else would just fall into place. How many people think that, right? You're just going to lose a few pounds and magically poof, you're healthy. So I learned pretty quickly that it doesn't work that way. And here's the part that people always find interesting. I actually quit. I placed my first order, I tried it for a little bit, and then I returned it and I got a refund. Not because it didn't work, but because I did not believe in myself, and financially, we were just in a tight place. I could not justify spending that money on myself when there were just so many other needs. But if my daughter needed dance lessons or something like that, that was always a priority, right? So, but even after I stopped, I could not forget how I had felt when I was taking the products. And I realized that if I did not invest in myself now, what was it going to cost me long term? So keep in mind, love on those customers that quit and frustrate you, because that could be your next diamond. You guys, I rejoined under somebody else. So just keep those people in mind. It has to be in their timing because they always come back, right? So 4 months later, I did come back. I kept seeing people sharing their experiences, the community they were part of, and everybody was just having so much fun. And I just thought I should really give this like another real chance. I was tired of jumping from one thing to another. I truly just wanted to feel better. I wanted to have energy and I wanted to stop living with daily headaches. At that point, I was taking up to 20 ibuprofen a day and drinking Mountain Dew, whole caffeine, the caffeine shoot would just help me, you know? But this time when I rejoined, I stayed. Slowly but surely, my migraines, I was able to get off my migraine medication. I was at a point where I was cutting them in half. Just I would start my day with one, just so I wouldn't even get a headache. It's pretty horrible. But because of Plexus, I was able to get off my migraine meds. My anxiety became much more manageable. My energy improved. I started feeling like myself again, and that alone, that literally just changed everything for me. I was not just getting through the day anymore, I was actually enjoying my life and I was enjoying my kids. I wasn't just laying on the couch anymore. I wanted to be present with them. You know, and that is when I really started to see the opportunity here with Plexus and what it could provide for our family. So, mind you, I come from a family of 14 kids. We didn't have a lot of stuff growing up, you know, and I saw something different here with Plexus, you know, and I just thought, I'm like, what do I have to lose, right? I was feeling better, I had more energy, and I could finally picture a different future just for our entire family, not just financially, but in terms of time and freedom. You know, what if I went all in with this business? Like just what if, you know, what if I went all in? I see all these diamonds and I'm like, oh, that looks really nice. I would love to be that, you know? So I started sharing intentionally and messaging like crazy. And let me tell you, I love to wake up a full messenger still today. It's just my favorite. Not because I had it all figured out, but because I believed in what I was using and I believed in this opportunity. I didn't have a huge network either. I wasn't the prom queen. I live in a town of just 3,000 people, and I didn't even have a close group of girlfriends. I started with 300 Facebook friends, but once the possibility of what could be possible here, once I learned about that, like I was completely unstoppable. I was like, I'm going for this. You know, I stayed consistent with the products and stayed consistent with my building, and my confidence just grew. Back then, we would before the compensation plan changed, I was really like a high PV builder. I was averaging 10, 12,000 PV a month. And I wasn't really growing a team. I was just getting a lot of customers because I didn't really understand it. But you know, my health kept improving, my vision for what was possible, it just kept expanding. So over the next few years, I showed up every single day. I posted, I did not miss a day of posting. Let me tell you, I would be in labor and I would make a post. I would respond to a message. I would not miss an opportunity. I joined team calls. I joined team calls at the baseball field. You know, I would miss baseball games to be on team calls because I knew that for the short-term sacrifice, there were going to be those rewards. Like they were there. You know, I could see that. I could vision that. You know, I learned, I grew. I had really, really big dreams of building something significant here. And I did it. I hit Emerald. And I truly believed I was on my way to everything. Like I was just like, I was queen. I was literally Sonya at that point, you know, so when I hit Emerald. Um, my dreams here with Plexus, it was to build a family business. Like I wanted to be diamond, diamond, have my kids all that was my dream here, you know? And a lot of what drove me is when people told me, you're never going to make it there. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, okay, well, watch me. Like you just add fuel to my fire. But health-wise, I still had some work to do. So after the birth of my fifth child, so keep in mind, I have 8 kids now, and this was the fifth child. Like we have a lot of Plexus kids. But after the birth of my fifth child, I found myself in a really difficult place physically and emotionally. Unfortunately, my weight was the highest it had ever been. My confidence was really, really low, and I felt like I had lost myself in the middle of motherhood and responsibility. I actually went to jewel school in Arizona after I hit Emerald. You get to go to jewel school for the first time. I didn't want to be in any of the pictures. I just kind of was that person that just kind of hid in the background. I was really, really self-conscious. I got back from jewel school and I was just like, I need to make a change. I got to do something. So 5 years into my journey, I just decided I was done feeling stuck with my weight. I had made a decision that this was going to be my comeback season. You guys, you can have a comeback season. Everybody can. You just have to make that decision to actually do that. So, and I was okay. 1 second here. Oh, sorry, that just froze for me. Okay. So, over the next 11 months, I don't know if you've seen my original before and afters, but I lost 92 pounds over those 11 months. I went all in, I decided I was doing it, and I lost 92 pounds. Not with extreme workouts or starving myself, but by getting consistent with products from the weight management line and incorporating fasting. A lot of people would be like, Joanna, you're the fasting queen because nobody taught me how to do this. I kind of just taught myself and how it worked really, really well with the products. And I was like early 40s at this point. Like at this point, my metabolism, it was supposed to be slowed down. I was supposed to be eating 6 meals a day. I was supposed to be, I don't know, doing all these crazy things. Now I'm just like, I'm gonna prove you wrong. Like you don't have to do all this stuff. But I built habits I could sustain while raising kids and managing real life. So the weight loss changed more than my body. It changed how I saw myself. It reminded me that I was capable of doing hard things and that consistency truly does matter. And that's when people started, to ask questions and my business really accelerated. They're like, well, what are you doing? How do you have so much energy? How are you losing the weight and still living real life? Like I seen you eating pizza and things like that, but they could see my results and that made such a huge difference. So from there, things in my business, they started moving again. I earned Emerald back after losing it for almost a year. So I hit it and then I lost it for almost a year. But you guys, I didn't give up. I didn't give up. I could see something here that was just really, really much more than I could even imagine. Okay. But then I did. I hit Sapphire. And then just 4 months later, I reached Diamond. A year later, my husband also went Diamond, which meant he was able to leave his job and be home to help with all these little kids that we had. Because at that time, let me tell you, I needed help. I needed a nanny or something. But he was able to be home and be present with our family. My son Zach, you guys, if you don't know him, he's got charisma like you wouldn't believe, but he reached Emerald at 18. Before he turned 19 years old, he reached Emerald. And that was really incredible. And he's a Sapphire. And then my daughter in college, she is building her business and she is a Gold Ambassador. And you know what? That dream of having this be a family business, it was just it was so special. It was so amazing because I was doing it, and we still have really big goals and things that we want to do. Like we are definitely not done. I mean, we got like 7 more kids in the chute. So, I'm but watching this, it really has become something special for our whole family. And it's just, we're just so grateful for this. But none of this happened overnight. And none of it happened without a lot of growing, a lot of stretching, and a lot of learning along the way. But little by little, those daily choices, they added up to something I never could have imagined when I was just trying to survive as a tired daycare mom, when people told me that I would never accomplish something here, I would never make money. One time my brother he said, oh my gosh, he said, Joanna, those products don't work. And or something like that. Or he said, I bet you don't, I don't even know. But it was just a funny joke. I wish I could remember it now. But gosh, but my husband was like, well, the money is real because, I mean, we were double diamond at that point. So it didn't even matter. But anyways, Plexus gave me my health back. It gave me back my confidence, my energy. It gave me back just my life. Like to be a mom with my kids. I don't just lay on the couch. I read books with them. I play cards with them. Like we go for walks all the time. They're always on my walking pad, but and it also gave me community that I did not have, that I didn't know that I needed. And it gave our family options that we never thought were possible. So thank you for letting me share my story with you tonight. I'm truly grateful to be here. And I hope my journey reminds you of just to be consistent. And even on the hard days, it really, really does matter.
Wow. Oh my gosh. I mean, that I have chills. You guys have to agree. Hearing the stories like this, when people say, I'm not motivated, I need to get motivated. When you plug in and hear stories, it allows you yourself to believe again. You go, gosh, she's got 8 kids. I don't have that excuse. I have 2 or 3 kids. Okay, wait, got to move that one out of the way. She suffered with daily migraine. She was taking 20 ibuprofen. Well, I don't deal with that. Like, it just gives you hope and belief. So it's so important that we get people on these Zooms, like critical. So, Joanna, wow, thank you. Your story, you've always inspired me. I've always like me and Helen are like, she is a firecracker. Look at what she's doing. Look at her family. Look at what she's doing in spite of all the busyness. So thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing. I'm gonna go over some products now real briefly and quickly share my story and try to finish all this in 10, 15, 10 or 12 minutes. 10 or 12 minutes. So um, you can jump off if you need to, but you're welcome to stay on and listen. So thank you so much again. Wow, it just reminds me how much I love having a guest on. So, my name is Sonia, and I have been in Plexus going on 14 years. I cannot listen. Listen, Linda. When I said that to somebody the other day, I thought, Helen and I have been in this 13 and a half years. And I said, if the next 13 and a half years go by as fast as this, I'm going to be 70. And I about had a mild heart attack. So time flies. So make it look at you over there. Yeah, 72. Okay. I mean, it's just like time flies. So gotta make the best of our life. It flies by. I love what she said. It's that daily doing something. So my story, really quick. I had a big health story. Helen knew this. She had watched me suffer for years with all the things: fibromyalgia, anxiety, weight gain, weight loss, so much chronic fatigue. Uh, oh gosh, I had so many issues. I was so addicted to sugar that I kept a female infection, and I had a UTI, and I had a sinus infection. I had one of those every month. It seemed like for about 5 years. I was always at the doctor. We met our deductible every year by mid-February. I mean, I was always sick. I was always at a doctor. So when Helen introduced me to Plexus, she said, listen, I looked at the comp plan. I know we said we'd never do one of these things again. And I said, you're right, I'm not. She said, but listen, this is different because I've looked up some of the testimonies on these products. It's covering a whole lot of things that I think it's gonna help you with. But man, Sonia, this comp plan, like, we don't have to order inventory. We don't have to do parties. It's really focused on gut health and helping people get healthy and weight loss. And that's going to open up the doors to men, women, everybody, that has issues, children. And I was like, okay, what's it cost to get started? Just the cost of your products, and what, a monthly, yearly membership that was so reasonable. And I was like, all right, okay. So got started. The products dramatically changed my health. She can attest to that pretty quickly, pretty quickly. Like within 3 to 5 days, I was going, what am I taking? Because no one's going to believe what this has done for me. They're going to be like, what's in it? Well, guess what? I don't know everything that's in it, except it's clean, plant based, natural products that truly changed my life. That's what I tell people. I thought I brought my other product in here. I didn't. Oh well. So I'm going to tell you that after I got on the products and they were changing my health, I thought, I can't keep this a secret. And I'm sure not going to wait for 2 months until everything in my body is fixed. I'm going to bring people along. I'm going to keep my mouth open wide and say, Kelly, I don't know what all I'm taking or what all I'm doing, but here's what's happened to me in a week. And I was bringing people on board, and that's all you have to know to say to people is, I heard you say you were suffering with migraines. I don't know if what I have can help you or not, but it's helped so many people I know. Let me give you my card. Let's connect. I'll tell you more about it. It may not be for you, but you never know till you check it out. Literally 30-second pitch that's honest, vulnerable, authentic. People will listen to you. So the gut health system, pink drink. You've heard the pink drink. Pink drink. We have two different slims. We have microbiome and we have hunger control. I take both. I interchange them. One has got a lot of fiber in it. The other one doesn't. They're both great to feed your gut with all the good flora you need. Blood sugar balancing. If you struggle with anything with your blood sugar, even if you don't, your insulin is that master hormone. You need to keep everything. You don't want to spike your blood sugar. You want to keep it level all the time. Very key to so many things. This product alone can help you with more than you know. I know for a fact that this product is what helped me with the pain in my body, because we didn't have ease at the time. Ease came out in November. I joined in September. This product, alone helped me with the pain in my body. So when you get your gut correct, 80% of the other things start working themselves out. The second product in there is BioCleanse. Here's what I'm going to say about BioCleanse. This is our magnesium product. Y'all know that magnesium is great to help you rest, help you sleep, help you heal, but also this helps to oxygenate your body at a cellular level. I truly believe that the reason I stay as healthy as I stay, and more so over the last year, but is because I'm faithful to this. Not only for the first time in my life with Plexus, I go to the bathroom regularly, but this also, I believe, helps with my immunity and my just keeping the funk out of my cells, out of my body. When you have no junk in your body and it's clean, bad things can't grow. And that's what oxygenation to the cells do. So, very important product. And then the third product, I'm just going to hold it this way because this is not it, is our ProBio 5. That's the third part of the gut health system. There's a lot of probiotics out there. People think, oh, I need one that's refrigerated. I need one that's got 9 trillion, zillion, trillion, billion ICUs. No, you don't. You need our ProBio 5. It does not need to be refrigerated. You can take it to any physician and they read it that's functional doctors and they go, oh man, that's loaded in all the strands that you need for your gut. So that's why we have to start people off with one. We gradually work them up to 2, maybe 3, maybe 4, bring them back down. We really have to gauge that product. That's why when I start people on the gut health system, I say the second you get it, message me because this is not something that you buy and I'm selling to you and I say good luck. This is something that it will work for you, but you have to continually be in touch with me for at least the first 30 days and then often over the next 60 days. So 90 days. I'm looking for people that really want to have a 90-day mindset to change their gut. All right, let's look at the time. Okay, all right. I'm just going to talk about 2 more products, and then I'm going to open up, see if there's any Q&A. 3 more products. Ease, I can't live without Ease. Ease is our product for inflammation. It has green-lipped mussel. If you Google green-lipped mussel, just Google it. Veterinarians put animals on it for arthritis. It is New Zealand, they live on green-lipped mussels. That's like eating chicken in the United States. They live on green-lipped mussel and they have hardly any joint issues, hardly any arthritis, hardly any pain. So it's a great product. It has green-lipped mussel, serapeptase, which is a huge, I think enzyme is what they call it. Oh my gosh, bromelain, it's just good for inflammation. I take 4 of these a day. I always have. But when people have a lot of pain, inflammation, I'll start them on 6 a day as a loading dose for a week. And then we back down to 4. And then if they want to do 2, they can. But man, I don't miss a day of that. The other 2 products I'll end with are our hydration product, Hydrate, and our Active, our energy drink. I want you to think about our society right now. People are so proud that they're taking IV hydration products. But the first thing I say is, let me see the ingredients on yours. Does it have sucralose in it? Does it have carrageenan in it? Does it have fillers in it? Almost every one of them I've ever seen do. I'm like, you might as well throw it in the garbage. You don't even waste your money. Ours is more than likely the same price or less, and it's clean and it's good. Dr. Hartman told me one time. He goes, hydrate is like drinking an extra bottle of water. You have all your antioxidants in it. So sometimes you can drink too much water if you're not getting the electrolytes you need. This is huge. You've got to drink hydrate. Everyone needs hydrate. Everyone. Today I had 2. I had one in my Plexus vanilla shake. I had that with a little bit of blueberries, raspberries, a little bit. And oh, it's so good. And then I had another one later in the day. Active, our energy drink. Y'all, this is not just an energy drink. It is full of nitric oxide. It is great for your blood vessels, for circulation, for your mood. People who've had strokes, they need to be on this. This is an incredible product, but it is an energy drink, but it's clean. My husband says, if you ever let us run out of this, I'm leaving you. I have to be overstocked on this. He can tell the difference. He can't work out without it. I've started drinking it in the morning before I work out because I'm not drinking coffee. So this is what I'm drinking. Oh, it's a lot of words. All right, I'm going to stop and I'm going to see if there's any Q&A. I know I really don't want to go over much more, but if you have any questions, if you are a guest on, we have a free code for you that will give you, I say a free code, a $10 off on starting your journey. Kelly, do you, Marla, Helen, want to add anything, say anything, close with anything? And then does anyone else have any questions? So glad y'all are on. Wednesday night, I haven't announced this. I just made a decision about 30 minutes before this. Wednesday night, I'm going to do a Zoom Wednesday night for anyone that wants to be on, going over what I've been doing for my protein intake and just recipes and using the shakes and when to do the carbs in them, when not to, and just a lot that I've learned and I've researched over the last 2 weeks and dropped a whole lot of inches and weight in the last 2.5 weeks. And I contributed to a lot of just being educated. And so anyway, I'm going to do that and we'll use my Zoom. I'll make a flyer, but feel free to share with guests or whoever. Okay.
Tanya, will you record that, please?
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure.
Okay, I'll be in the air, so I'll probably miss it.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Thank you so much. And next week we have Sadie, right, coming on for our call on
Yes.
Monday. So
Yes.
get your customers on, get your
She's
that
great.
quit, like Jwana said, she quit, she came back. You don't know who's out there watching, and that's the thing, they're out there. So send messages, and yeah, thank you, Sonia. This is great, and Helen. And so
Thank
And
y'all for being
remember, next Monday is a different Zoom number. It's not this Zoom. So
This will
It's on the flyer, right? The
Yeah,
graphic we're going to share.
make sure you don't make the mistake of joining this one and wondering what's going on.
And when we
Set a
post
reminder in the team page about that.
Yep. Exactly what I was going to say. So, okay, perfect. Thank y'all for being
Thanks,
on.
everybody. Thank you.
Good night.
bye.
Thank you all.
Go IU. Here we go.
Go IU. Woo!